Well, a new month begins tomorrow, and that means we all have new bills to pay. But record numbers of Arizonans are losing paychecks as our economy continues to shut down. Team 12's Bram Resnick is in the Alert Center for us with more on the stunning loss of jobs and a reminder that help is hopefully on the way. Bram?
Yeah, Arizona's jobless numbers are historically bad. And just like the coronavirus cases we report on, the experts say they will continue to get worse. But there are some safety nets. Macy's laying off 130,000 people. Kohl's, JCPenney, and The Gap showing the door to tens of thousands more.
The trajectory is down right now. And so all of these numbers are going to continue to get worse.
Here in Arizona, historic numbers of workers are losing their jobs as our economy shuts down. Almost 120,000 laid-off workers have applied for unemployment insurance as March comes to a close. 88,000 claims last week, 29,000 the week before. The previous weekly high, almost 12,000 in July 2009, the depths of the Great Recession. And the worst isn't over.
It's pretty similar to the healthcare issue, where the diagnoses are also lagging, and we don't get a clear picture when we just report current cases.
Help is on the way. A big federal bump in jobless benefits will boost the current $240 a week unemployment check, second lowest in the country, to $840 a week. Regular paychecks vanishing as April bills come due, rent and mortgage payments on the first of the month.
But people should have conversations with their landlords just to see if their landlord is going to be flexible.
Help is on the way. Governor Doug Ducey has ordered a 4-month delay on evictions for people affected by the coronavirus. Homeowners with federally backed loans are protected from foreclosures for at least 2 months.
Certainly the federal government has put money behind this, and we have some state money for it. It's just going to take time to get that money.
And renters can apply for state aid online. We have the links up on 12news.com. Live in the Alert Center, Bram Resnick, 12 News.